NKTelco Sports welcomes you to Sydney, Ohio, where the Fort Loramie Redskins take on the Lehman Catholic Cavaliers. This game brought to you by Minster Bank, Keyhole Pizza, 21st Century Kitchens, Elmwood Assisted Living, Schwieterman Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, NKTelco, Francis Furniture, St. Mary's Trucking, Cy Schwieterman, West Staff, Radio Hospital, First National Bank, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. This is an NKTelco Sports production.
Welcome to Sydney Memorial Stadium, and tonight we've got the Lehman Cavaliers against Fort Loramie, and the Cavaliers of Lehman 5-2 overall, 4-0 in Northwest Central Conference play, and the Cavaliers playing very well, 5 wins in a row, and a big step tonight towards a possible Northwest Central Conference title. Jeff?
Yes, both teams have got off to rough starts this year. Both, though, have found their winning ways. Lehman, after losing to Minster and Fort Recovery opening weeks, they've run off 5 straight wins. Fort Loramie lost their first 4 and now have run 3 in a row. So both teams have really found the winning ways as of late.
Fort Loramie 3-1 in league play, 3-4 overall. It's kind of a do-or-die night for the Redskins as far as league and playoff implications are concerned.
Yeah, if they want to get to week 11, which is postseason, they're going to have to win weeks 8, 9, and 10 first. Loramie, a little bit dire straits, if you will, a crisis. If they lose, they probably don't make it. So this is really a playoff game for the Redskins.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Salina, where the dealer makes the difference. And the keys for the Lehman Cavaliers?
Well, first for Lehman, they're going to want to try to create turnovers. They found success in their wins by creating turnovers, which has led to some of the offense. And speaking of their offense, they're very balanced. They run the ball, they pass the ball very well, they score a lot of points. So that balanced offense needs to continue tonight against Fort Loramie. And then for Fort Loramie, they would like to control the ball. They spend a lot of their offense rushing the ball. A good ground control will keep a very potent Lehman offense on the sideline. And also their defense needs to step up. They're going to have to look at both sides of the offense as far as running and passing. Plus you have a very agile quarterback in Gilardi, so they'll have to keep an eye out for him as well.
There you see the Fort Loramie Redskins, 3-4 and 3-1 in league play. And just a reminder that tonight's game is brought to you by Minster Bank, Minster Dental, NKTelco, Francis Furniture, St. Mary's Trucking, Cy Schwieterman, Rest Staff, Radio Hospital, 21st Century Kitchens, Elmwood Assisted Living, Schwieterman's Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply, and Keyhole Pizza, bringing you tonight's game between Lehman and Fort Loramie here at Sydney Memorial Stadium, a beautiful facility and a beautiful complex. It's a little bit chilly this evening, and Fort Loramie will kick it off, and the Cavaliers in their blue and gold uniforms will be the receivers, and we're about to begin Northwest Central Conference play. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me, Jeff Henshin, to bring you the play-by-play and color commentary of tonight's exciting high school football game here on NKTelco.
Dave, you mentioned the cool night, no breeze to speak of, so really other than the coolness, which isn't that bad, it'll be a beautiful night, as you mentioned, for fall football with just this being week 8 already.
Schultes kickoff will go back to the Cavaliers, and they'll bring it up to about the 34, and there's a fumble. And do we have a turnover on our first play of the night? Let's see what happens. Fort Loramie very excited, pointing they've got the football, but I believe the officials taking a second look at this as they discuss it, standing right there at the 30-yard line.
Boy, tough call, first play of the game, and you want to make sure you get it right because for one team, in this case Fort Loramie, it'd be a huge break. And I'm not real sure.
And we're going to do it over again?
Maybe they can say there was no clear possession on either team. I've never seen this, Dave.
That's an unusual. We've lost 9 seconds of our lives here on the opening kickoff. That's different.
Don't consider it that way, Dave. This is just another experience. So I would assume, Dave, they just flat out couldn't tell who came up with it with no clear possession. Evidently, I couldn't tell if the receiver actually.
I think Fort Loramie was pretty sure who had it.
Well, they'll redo it. Just like in backyard football, rather than having a fight with your friends, just redo.
Okay, football's going to be placed at the 40 this time. So.
Then we'll try it again.
Schultes, number 52, is going to kick it off again. Lehman will pick it up at the 10 in the return by number 5, Brandon Barhorst. And Barhorst will bring it up to about the 30-yard line. See where they mark it exactly. Looks like the 31. So Lehman, 1st and 10, football resting at the 31-yard line.
Ball at the 31.
Well, you mentioned that potent offense. They passed the ball well. They rushed the ball well. They have already passed for over 1,100 yards and rushed for just under 1,500 yards, have the Cavaliers.
Elliot Gilardi, the quarterback. He's an excellent one, only a sophomore, but here's a penalty. Procedure call against the Cavaliers, so that's going to set them back 5 yards. That'll make it 1st and 15.
Gilardi missed a game, Dave, a week ago. Played last week, missed a game prior to that with a concussion, and they're also getting back in their lineup.
We saw Earhart. Yep, Earhart, the fake to him. Gilardi's under pressure, and Fort Loramie is going to make him pay. I believe that's Dan Burning, number 25, in on the stop. A senior linebacker for the Redskins makes the initial hit, and the Cavaliers are backed up further.
And the Cavaliers having a rough start. They maybe got a break on the opening kickoff with not getting the turnover against themselves. And now here a penalty and loss of yards on the next play. Difficult start.
2nd down and 24. Safeway this time. It's Earhart. He'll try and turn the corner, but he's not going to be able to do so. Number 80. Number 83 in on the stop, perhaps.
Jake Earhart on the carry.
Earhart had little room to go, Dave. Fort Loramie's defense, did a nice job closing the gap. But now with his 3rd and 22, Fort Loramie needs to keep everything in front of them. No fouls, no defensive penalties that will result in an automatic 1st down.
62, Cole Egbert in on the stop that time. So a gain of 2 for Earhart. And we've got a timeout. Lehman as they're going to regroup. We'll take a timeout here on NKTelco. Our first quarter score, Lehman nothing, Fort Loramie nothing. We'll be back after this.
If you want to save 70% on your heating, cooling, and hot water costs, the answer is right under your feet. Let New Knoxville Supply install a water furnace geothermal system and use the natural temperature from the earth for a more constant temperature in your home. Also ask about our new Symphony home management system. Control temperatures, track energy usage, and receive safety alerts for everything, including your sump pump. All from anywhere, anytime. Now is the time to calculate your savings at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Lehman takes a early timeout here in the first quarter. Cavaliers having some difficulty here on offense, a penalty and a sack and all sorts of.
And they waste a timeout, and really there's another penalty. False starts on pushing back more, but they've already burned a timeout, and it's almost like just take it and go forward. They're probably not going to get a 1st down on now 3rd and 27. You might as well just run it, save your timeouts for when you hope to have them later in the half. But right now the Cavaliers a really awkward start for them after they had a rough start last week in their game. They got behind, and Coach Roll was a little upset. Maybe they didn't come ready to play. Obviously, they turned it on late, but got off to a rugged start in their last outing.
Gilardi's back to pass. He's facing pressure. He's going to scramble, and he's going to be hit hard and brought down by number 25. That's Burning again in on the stop. So in this first offensive series for Lehman, Dan Burning has been a culprit. And a positive sign there for Fort Loramie is Burning in on the stop, and Cavaliers, who started at the 31, somehow did manage to get back to the 17. So here's the punt. It's a short punt. It's going to go out of bounds near midfield, and it's going to go just into Fort Loramie territory at the 46-yard line. So the Redskins will have it. This 1st and 10 at the 46 for Fort Loramie.
You talk about the contrasting styles a little bit. Fort Loramie, more ground and pound, over 1,600 rushing yards on the season, just over 600 passing. So a lot on the ground, not so much through the air, but they get the job done, and they've won 3 straight games after, again, a 4-game losing skid to start the season.
Number 17, Jake Ward, top rusher for the Redskins, 124 carries, 722 yards. That's an average of 5.8 yards. He'll get the first attempt here. He'll go to the right side, and he'll get it, push that football up near the midfield mark. And as we talked about earlier in our pregame, it's important that the Cavaliers play a little defense here this evening against Fort Loramie.
Yeah, they're going to have their hands full of the rush, and, you know, I'd expect a lot of that offense for Fort Loramie to be kind of packed in there. You know, not a lot of wide receivers on the outside. They'll be basically lining them up, running a single wing T offense. Very difficult to stop if you block it well.
2nd down and 6. Ward picks up 4 in his first carry of the night. He's in motion this time. Siegel will keep it. He's going to be stopped as he crosses midfield. A host of Cavalier defenders in on the stop, and they'll pick up, let's call it 3, and we'll be set with about 3rd down and 5.
I noticed, you know, just with your TV monitor, we'll see it here. When Fort Loramie lines up, all 11 of their guys, I can, you know, fit right in the TV screen because they're all basically bunched up right around the line of scrimmage. We have a timeout here.
Got an injury timeout. We will keep it right here and just remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by several fine sponsors in our area: Minster Bank, Minster Dental, NKTelco, Francis Furniture, St. Mary's Trucking, Cy Schwiedemann, West Staff, Radio Hospital, 21st Century Kitchens, Elmwood Assisted Living, Schwiedemann's Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply, and Keyhole Pizza, all bringing you tonight's game between Fort Loramie and Lehman, our scoreboard sponsor. And you can see it there on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Fort Loramie nothing, Lehman nothing, with 8:56 to go here in the opening quarter of play. And not sure of the injured player, but football will rest at about the 49-yard line for Lehman. As
on Lehman's side for Fort Loramie, 3rd down, you know, be a big down here for the Redskins, considering how bad basically Lehman started off the game. If Fort Loramie can get a couple first downs and keep Lehman's offense off the field, that just will not let them get maybe in a rhythm quite as quick.
And Cavalier getting up, he'll be moving over to the sidelines. Looks like perhaps number 99, Michael Bunker. And he'll head off, assisted by the Lehman staff there. But as you said, and as we pointed out at the very, very beginning of the game, controlling the football for Fort Loramie, Jeff, and that's what the Redskins like to do.
The injured player was 99, and hopefully he can return. A big 3rd down here for both teams.
Siegel is going to a short pass, and Cavaliers are going to read it. He's going to be short of the 1st down.
Really no gain, Dave, on that at all. Nice job by Lehman Catholic, sniffing out the screen and forcing the punt.
Owen Smith, number 6, in on the stop. Junior defensive back for the Cavaliers.
Tackle made by numerous Cavaliers.
Nate Plyman will punt it. He stands at his own 38, kicks it away. It's a line drive punt. It's going to bounce at the 16, picked up. Let's see what Lehman can do here. Going around the left side. And Fort Loramie is going to win the field position battle, if nothing else, as the Cavaliers finding themselves once again at the 15-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Lehman.
Nice punt, as you mentioned, Dave, and good downfield coverage by the Redskins. And again, yeah, right. Field position can be very critical, especially if Lehman's offense can't muster a first down. They're going to be forced to give the ball back to the Redskins with good field position.
2 receivers, slot right, wide, 2 short left. One comes in motion this way. Gilardi is going to hand off to Earhart, and Fort Loramie is just going to converge on him. 3 different Fort Loramie tacklers in on the stop, burning one of them. Number 70 for the Redskins also in on the stop. That's Sam Putoff, one of the defensive linemen. So Redskins defense looking pretty good here in the opening quarter of play. Gilardi out of the shotgun. Earhart to his left. Gets the fake. Gilardi's going to scramble as pressure is on him.
Gilardi on the keeper.
Very close to a first down.
Going to be close to a first down. The stop there, number 66, Nolan Holthouse.
First down, Cavaliers.
Defensive lineman makes the tackle for the Redskins, and it's 1st and 10 for Lehman. First down of the evening for Lehman.
Well, that's big. It doesn't maybe seem like a lot, just a 10-yard run, but it gets them away from their end zone a little bit and maybe lets their offense now kind of take another breath and get their second wind and try to see if their offense can get back in rhythm.
Got a discussion with the 5 officials here for tonight's game, and they're going to take a timeout.
Are they measuring for it, maybe?
And we are
I don't know if I ever saw the signal. I heard the PA announcer mention first down.
not sure what we're doing here. It looks like we're going to measure it. Yep, going to measure it. I think they moved the chains before the officials had perhaps signaled first down. Kind of hard to say, but they're going to measure it. And he is short by about a length of the football. So it's not Lehman's first down of the night. Instead, it's going to set up a very big fourth down play deep in Cavaliers territory, and got a fourth down and about the length of a football, Jeff, and field position, 24-yard line or so.
Third down, so that'll make
the
decision a little bit easier here.
Boy, that looks like a big old 4 on that one across the way, but
it does say 4 on the marker. You're correct. It says third down on the scoreboard, but fourth on the down marker right behind the line judge.
Let's see. They're going to switch that over on the side. Nope, it's fourth down. There's the official looked at it. It's 4th and 1.
Okay, I was trying to think out.
How we're going to move it.
There we go.
There
third
we go.
down.
Now we're third. Okay, we're set. Third down and short yardage for Lehman. Let's see what happens here. And a procedure call against Lehman. Those are the things that give coaches gray hair.
Illegal motion, Lehman.
Cavaliers with the penalty, so that's going to make it third down and 5. Change the situation just a little bit as Cavaliers look to the sidelines for the play call. Third down, and we'll call it 6.
Things have not started off well for the blue and yellow, and they've really they've made it very difficult for their offense to get into any continuity, and they're going to have a third and a long 6 and another whistle.
We have a timeout.
Timeout.
Lehman timeout. We'll take a timeout. First National Bank, Think First scoreboard. Fort Loramie nothing, Lehman nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
6 minutes and 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's not been a quarter that the Lehman Cavaliers would like to remember, but they have a chance here. Third down, we'll call it 6 for a first down to get something going in field position. Fort Loramie's defense has done a nice job of pinning the Cavaliers back on these first 2 possessions deep in their own territory.
A third and a long 6. Lehman's down to their last time out with 6 minutes, 46 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Gilardi's pass is complete, and it's going to be short, I believe, of the first down as the catch made by Dylan Arnold, number 20, the slot back for the Cavaliers, and that's going to leave them about 2 yards plus short of the first down.
Well, nice job by the Fort Loramie defense again, and had some help with some penalties committed by Lehman, but some good defense as well by the Redskins.
And the punt is away by Cam Lee. Midfield, or at the 45 rather, of Fort Loramie, and
Fielded by Darren
Turner will go nowhere, and Fort Loramie will have the football. Looks
Nice
like
job, Dave, by Turner there. Didn't get a run back, but boy, he didn't let the ball skip, hit the ground, and maybe take a Lehman bounce to the right and lose some valuable field position. So good job by Turner just simply catching the ball.
Yeah, there could have been a major loss of field position there for Fort Loramie had not Turner stepped up and made the catch. Football at the just shy of the 44-yard line.
There's a good picture with all 11, basically, Redskins in the huddle.
Siegel's going to throw it, going downfield, tipped up and incomplete.
Pass incomplete, broken up.
Pass intended for number 80, Nate Plyman.
Well, it's not that Fort Loramie won't throw the ball. It's just they have a lot of success on the ground. And, you know, why go with what works, if you will. And it's always good once in a while to do try a pass deep downfield to keep the defense honest.
Plyman this year, 8 catches, 291 yards. And
I think leads the team with 4 touchdowns.
there's a fumble, loose football. That's going to be Lehman football. And, boy, that one was virtually on the ground as the snap went down. And the running back moved forward, and it's a loose football. And this time Lehman will have it. Let's take a look at that one again on our replay. Loose football and mad scramble for it, but this time there's no doubt that Fort Loramie will pull.
Boy, after such an awkward beginning for the Cavaliers, they're in great field position now, and they really haven't done a lot right so far, and they're going to be stuffed there, but it's almost like Fort Loramie had the momentum, great defensive stops, and the turnover could prove big, and we mentioned on our keys to the game, if Lehman could create some turnovers. They almost gave it away themselves in the opening kick, but come up with a big one here on Fort Loramie's second possession.
Earhart loses 2 yards as C.J. Billing in on the stop for Fort Loramie. That'll make it second down and 12. Gilardi straight back. Pass tipped and incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Intended for number 8, Seth Brown.
Quickly a 3rd and 12 again. So a chance here if David Fort Loramie can hold him, keep him away from the first down stick. Good chance Lehman will punt, and Fort Loramie will get the ball right back, but potentially down near their own end zone.
Gilardi's going to drop back. He's going to throw it downfield or scramble, and he can't get loose. And he'll go down at the 45.
Don't know if that'll be a sack or not, if he got the ball back to the line of scrimmage or not, but nonetheless, it was a key defensive stop by the Redskins and force a punt, and see what's now how well the punt return teams can handle this and what kind of field position the Redskins start out with.
64, Frank Meyer, one of the steady players in the Fort Loramie line with the tackle. Lee's kick, heads it for the corner. Looks like a dandy, hits at the 10, bounce inside, and it's going to roll inside the 5-yard line, and that's just about as good as you can do it. Beautiful kick by Cam Lee.
Nice punt is right, change of field position. majorly. As mentioned, the game opened up, Dave, on the left side of the screen for 2 possessions, and then the Fort Loramie turnover, even though Lehman couldn't do anything with it, they definitely shifted field position here.
Fort Loramie's at their own 2-yard line, so 4:40 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We're scoreless. Earhart, he trips right at the 1-yard line, but it falls forward to about the 3 or 4-yard line, and that'll be a pickup there.
That wasn't Earhart, that was Burning, 25. But not much going their day for him, but he, right now Fort Loramie trying to just get away from their own end zone, but yet have to be careful here that they don't be too conservative, and they'll be punting with their punter almost standing out of bounds.
Out of the shotgun this time, it looks like Burning again.
Nothing open in there. The Lehman Catholic front line defense doing a super job.
Boy, they're looking at a 3rd down and 8, Jeff, and boy, you're thinking of 4th down back here. Tough spot for Fort Loramie's punter.
Yeah, exactly. So this will be a big down. The Lehman Catholic defense, this could be a major win if they can get a stop here, force a Fort Loramie punt.
Siegel and Burning in the backfield. This goes to Burning. He's going to try to get up near the 10, but a host of Cavaliers stop him there. Tackle made by number 5, Brandon Barhorst. But it's 4th down and a long 2. Football
Obviously,
at the 9, and that's going to be a tough punt here, Jeff.
Yeah, it'll have to be force the Redskins, if you will, into a punt for Lehman Catholic. Obviously, you want to get a good return, but you don't want to be too aggressive trying to get in and rush the punter and run into him, whether it's, that would result in an automatic 1st down. So for Lehman Catholic, you want to be aggressive, but yet not make the critical mistake.
Plyman's going to kick it out of the end zone. Line drive kick. It's going to bounce at the Fort Loramie 40. Here comes the return and the stop there by number 39 in on the stop. Alex Holthouse makes the tackle for Fort Loramie. So
same here, Dave. Not a big return, but more importantly, able to field it and not let it skip down the field. So they start inside Fort Loramie territory.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Lehman. Football resting at the 44. Gilardi is going to go left side. He's met there by number 64, Meyer. Frank Meyer with the stop again, and that's going to be a loss of a couple of yards.
Well, Fort Loramie's defense, they've been solid here in the first 10 minutes of this game, and their defense is going to have to come up again, given poor field position for their defense to protect. They're going to have to come up and make some big stops.
Spread offense here. Gilardi straight back. Here comes the blitz. Oh, baby. Number 25, Dan Burning, with the blitz and the sack.
You've called his name quite a bit already tonight, Dave. 25, Dan Burning, making a huge stop on the defense.
One thing that happens when you run so many receivers out there, you leave sometimes your quarterback a little susceptible to that blitz, and that's what happened that time. 3rd down and 22.
They've been in a couple of these 3rd and 22s already tonight, Dave. Very difficult. Just trying to get some of it back here and give their punter a chance again to pin the Redskins deep in their own territory.
Pass over the middle is good to Dylan Arnold. That'll put the ball back to 46-yard line of Fort Loramie, so that means we're going to punt it away. Of course, Lee very effective on his last punt, pinned the Redskins into the corner. This one's going to bounce at about the 18, and it's going to roll to near the 10-yard line.
Another nice punt by Lee. They kicked it away from the Fort Loramie Redskin that was back, just one guy back, so they kicked it away from him, and their return team able to come down and and down it. That's 2 punts now. Obviously, Dave, the last one he had was inside the 1, but this one's very nice anytime you get inside the 10.
Another well-executed punt by the Cavaliers. 46 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. First National Bank, think first scoreboard. Fort Loramie nothing, Lehman nothing, and the Redskins with the football. Siegel, he's going to hand off to Ward. He's going to go around the right side, still on his feet across the 20. He's got a little bit of momentum before he's brought down by the Cavaliers. Number 6 in on the stop. Let's take another look at that one. Nice run there by Jake Ward. There you see Ward. You'll see Owen Smith make the stop there. Also in Jared Rourke, number 4. First and 10 for Fort Loramie. They'll go to the outside. This time they got some running room, and once again, Ward brings it up to about the 40-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about 14 yards, and it'll be a first and 10 for the Redskins again with 17 seconds left here in the first quarter of play.
They may not take another snap, clock running, but nice possession here following, again, poor starting field position. Jake Ward's got him out of that danger zone and near midfield as the first 12 minutes are about ready to expire.
First quarter score from Sydney Memorial Stadium. The Lehman Cavaliers nothing, the Fort Loramie Redskins nothing. We'll be back right after this.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
You owe it to yourself twice a year a checkup at Minster Dental Care. Our specialized doctors, Jim Overman, Jim Myring, Sean Sharp, and Philip Slunkowski, are ready to give you the smile you've always dreamed of at any stage of your life. Pediatric, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry are just a few of the services offered. Our latest advancements include CEREC dentistry that allows us to create and deliver a crown in one convenient visit. We're located on State Route 66 in Minster, 419-628-3380 to schedule your appointment today. You owe it to yourself.
Fort Loramie's offense at the end of the first quarter has come to life, and they've put together their best offensive movement of the game here between the Redskins and the Lehman Cavaliers. This is Burning going to the left side, and we talked about Lehman's defense, Jeff, and they're going to have to stop the run of the Fort Loramie Redskins.
Well, they haven't done it right now in this particular drive. The drive before, when Lehman had the Redskins pinned down on the 1-yard line, they did a very good job. But this possession, it's been the Redskins the advantage in their offense. You know, you see it now while they've rushed the ball for over 1,600 yards on the season.
Taking the football outside just a little bit. A couple of runs there by Ward. This time it's going to be a keeper to Burning, and he'll move it across the 20 or the 45, and they'll place it right there on the 45, so that'll make it 3rd down and 5. So this is a big play for Fort Loramie here in the second quarter of play. Siegel will take the play. Jake Ward brings it in. He's number 17. See where number 17, if he ends up with the football in motion. There it comes, left, coming around the right side. Good block, but it's not going to work this time. Number 6.
Nice defensive pursuit. Owen Smith did a nice job.
Owen Smith with the tackle, and they read that play beautifully. So Fort Loramie will punt it away, and number 80 Nate Kleiman, who's getting a workout here in the first half, will boot it away. He'll stand at his own 30-yard line. Good snap. Fair catch. Ball's going to bound at about the 30 and roll to the 25. And Lehman will need to get something going on offense as they have the football 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was not a very good first quarter for the Lehman offense. And, you know, they had a slow start last week, but they're very capable of putting up some big numbers, and they can do it basically from rushing, passing, and remember with Gilardi, he's a very good runner, and right now Fort Loramie has kept him in containment. He hasn't been able to bust a big one yet.
Out of the shotgun again. Fort Loramie's been able to put that pressure on him. Low snap, handoff to Earhart, but he's going to be stopped. Well, 2-yard loss at least.
Brought down by C.J. Billing.
Billing in on the stop for Fort Loramie, and it's going to be 2nd down and 12.
Also, Schultes in there, number 52, part of that stop.
.9:33 to go. Gilardi will take the snap. He's going to drop straight back. Here comes the blitz. Incomplete. And number 66 for Fort Loramie put the heat on him. That's Nolan Holthouse, a junior lineman.
He hit Gilardi right as he threw it. Gilardi ended up on the ground, so didn't get the sack. But again, anytime you can get contact on the quarterback, it can pay off in the long run.
3rd down and 12. Tough situation again for Lehman.
Another 3rd and double digits for the Cavaliers. Very difficult to convert these 3rd and double-digit yards to go.
Gilardi downfield, across the middle, almost intercepted. Burning had his hands on it, and he thought he had makes the interception. There might have been points on the scoreboard. So that'll make it 4th down and 12, and that means Cam Lee will most likely come back into the game to punt the football away. Penalty on the play. Let's see what this is.
Declined.
Penalty declined, so it's 4th down and 12.
Penalties declining, 4th down and 12.
Lee will stand at his 7-yard line. Snap is there. Line drive kick. Bounds at about the Fort Loramie 49. Is going to roll out of bounds at the 43 or so. And Fort Loramie will have it 1st and 10. So trying to find some offense from either of these two teams has been difficult.
Yeah, Fort Loramie with probably a couple first downs. Lehman, I'm not so sure if they have a first down yet, Dave. We thought they did, and then they measured it was short.
That's true.
It's been very defensively dominated game so far by both units. And some good punting, especially by Lehman. There for a while they had the field position switch. Now not so much, but
Siegel's going to throw it. It's going to go downfield. It's going to be intercepted. Incomplete. Almost intercepted.
Pass broken up by Dylan Arnold.
Dylan Arnold usually.
Arnold had his hands on it.
Plyman, the intended receiver, but unable to come up with would have been a nice interception for the Cavaliers. It would have been their second. They talk about creating turnovers and helping that be part of their success.
That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Snap to Siegel. Ward in motion left side. He'll get the football, and he will go out of the bounds. Might pick up 2 yards on the play.
Brought down by Brandon Barhorse.
Call it 3rd down and 8. Barhorst in on the stop for Lehman.
3rd down and 8. Redskins.
And I got to admit, after the offensive totals that I've seen these two teams put up on the board, a 0-0 score is the last thing I expected tonight. We got a break in the action. Our score, Lehman nothing, Fort Loramie nothing. We'll be back after this.
Jump, jump. What? Oh, come on. Set.
Plastic surgery is very expensive today, Coach.
Jet!
Come on, shoot him.
Need more bandwidth? Switch to NKTelco and run all your devices.
We're scoreless here at Sidney Memorial in tonight's game between Fort Loramie and Lehman Catholic. And as I was saying before the break, these two teams have really put a lot of offensive yards on the board and a lot of points on the board, so it's a little surprising.
Not real sure what the over-under was tonight, but I didn't think it would be 0 at this point in the game. You know, we have 8 minutes to go, a little over 8 until halftime, but you know what we expected probably, you know, was a lot of offense. Right now the defenses have shined, and we'll see once if the offenses can figure it out.
Siegel's going to drop back. He's going to go downfield, trying to open something up, and there it is. Number 10 for the Redskins with the reception, and that's Darren Turner. Let's take a look at that one, and beautiful play by the Redskins. There you see Siegel, nice form, lets it fly. Turner, there you see it, beautifully pictured. Has a step or two on the Cavalier defender, and it's a 1st and 10, and Fort Loramie will be threatening with the football at the Lehman 12. Beautiful play, Jeff.
Well, the timeout evidently paid off. Fort Loramie burned their first timeout. It comes out, and they result in a big gain and flip that over. Lehman's already burned 2 timeouts and really have done nothing off of those timeouts, but a big play for the offense of Fort Loramie.
And I believe that's Burning. He'll go forward for a couple of yards.
A nice 4-yard gain for the Redskins. Anytime you get basically over 3 yards on first down, that really keeps you in system. You don't have to come up with those 2nd and 3rd and longs, which make it very difficult against good teams.
2nd and 6. Redskins threatening.
Penalty.
Like to call that penalty. Legal procedure at the right time. Redskins guilty of the penalty this time. We saw several Lehman offensive series stopped by the procedure call. This will move it back to, we'll call it about the 13-yard line and make it 2nd down and 11, and that changes the whole scenario of what we were talking about. 2nd down and 6 now becomes 2nd down and 11.
So much for staying in system. Now, again, you have to put a lot of stress on your offensive unit. Of course, they basically have 3 downs to get 11 yards. They're in that type of situation to go for it on 4th.
Siegel's going to throw it. And it's going to be caught, but before we'll see where progress is given. The pass is completed.
C.J. Billing, the receiver.
Billing with the catch. They're going to give him, football will be at the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 7 to go for Fort Loramie. So the Redskins have had to go to the air, and they've done so successfully here on this possible potential scoring drive. Let's see what happens. Siegel's going to throw it again. He's got great protection. He's going to run right, and he's going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Siegel. A 10-yard touchdown run by the quarterback. Drop back, and he had the running room, and he gets it in, and Fort Loramie, 6:32 to go in the opening quarter, or in the second quarter, has jumped out in front 6-0.
Nice job by the Fort Loramie quarterback. I think he obviously was looking for a receiver. When he saw he had none, he kept it safe, and he scored that touchdown and first points on the game. We just talk about the over and under, Dave, and then the offenses start to heat up.
Nice drive by Fort Loramie. They'll try the extra point. Billing, number 44. Snap is there. Siegel puts it down. Kick is up, and it is wide right, so we're going to stay at 6-0. Our score on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard with 6:32 to go here in the second quarter. Fort Loramie 6 and Lehman nothing. We'll be back after this.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends and our Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. With Lazy Boy Premier Sofa and Sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only Lazy Boy Comfort Studio.
Back here at Sidney, where Fort Loramie has struck first with a 10-yard run by quarterback Aaron Siegel, and we're looking at the notes, and we think that might be his first touchdown of the season. So
Austin
Siegel,
thrown for 8, now scores his first on the foot. So did a nice job looking for his open receiver, and then basically went in untouched. So good decision by Siegel. Unfortunately, the point after missed, so we'll see how that comes out to impact this game. 6.5 minutes to go until halftime.
Schultes will kick it off for Fort Loramie. Line drive kick. It's going to be fielded at the 13. Here comes the return, and the Redskins have got it covered. And
excellent downfield coverage.
Nice stop by a host of Fort Loramie players.
Boy, that kick got down there so quick. Schultes hit a line drive, and sometimes that may give the returner a lot more chance to field and go before the coverage comes down, but Fort Loramie able to get down there quickly and contain the return. Very nice job by the Redskins.
Alex Holthouse in on the stop for Fort Loramie. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Lehman football to 21-yard line. Gilardi's going to run it. He's not going to go very far as number 70 for the Redskins makes the hit. That's Sam Putoff. No gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 10 as our clock approaches 6 minutes here in the first half of play. Got receivers left and receivers right. Gilardi, he'll drop back to the 13 under pressure. He's scrambling, may have to run. He's going to run it upfield across the 30, where number 44, C.J. Billing, makes the stop. So it's going to be football at the 31. It's going to be just short of a first down. Call it about 3rd down and 1. And
right in front of us, Dave. It's going to be a big down here. I still don't think Lehman has a first down. So if nothing else, if they can just move the chains, that could be something maybe their offense can build upon.
3rd down and 1. Let's see what they do. Gilardi will take the football. Nice gain there as Earhart will get it across the 35, and he'll pick up the first down. And
well, they needed 1, and they actually went backwards 3 or 4 yards to the backfield to get the ball to Earhart, and he made a nice move. And the long story short of it is Lehman Catholic, a first down, keeps the ball with just 5 minutes to go. They can keep the ball now, try to build on this first down momentum.
1st and 10.
And try to match the score the Redskins put up in their last time with the ball.
Here comes the pressure. They're setting up a screen, and should be an incomplete pass. Scramble for the football there for a moment. They had 3 receivers to the left side, ran the running back out to the right side to set up the screen, and Fort Loramie read it very well. So that'll make it 2nd down and 10 with 4:48 to go as the pass stops the clock. Gilardi. Lehman runner will go right side. That's Smith, number 6. He'll turn the corner and pick up maybe 2 yards. Call it 3, make it 3rd down and 7.
Alec Holthouse on the stop, but boy, Fort Loramie now, you put the pressure back on the defense. If they can get a stop, force a punt in this situation with the ball being on the Lehman side of the field, a chance to get it back and go to work on offense, try to build on the 1-score lead right now.
Gilardi will drop back. Nice defensive play there as it's tipped away by number 32. Pass incomplete. And Cody Barhorst, a junior defensive back, makes the play. Take a look at that one more time. There you see Gilardi. Looks to his right. He's going to deliver. And tipped away there by number 32 for the Redskins. Here comes the rush by Fort Loramie, and good punt, fielded. Fair catch at about the 28-yard line by Turner.
Well, again, another nice job. As it looked like Fort Loramie got very aggressive going for the punt block, and if Turner doesn't catch it, that ball's still bouncing down towards the end zone, and there was a lot of yellow jerseys going down to down it. So a heads-up play by Turner, saving a valuable field position.
He's a pretty sure-handed punt returner. So Fort Loramie will have it. Football's at the 27. They got 4.5 minutes to go. And
talk about ground control or ball control. They could easily eat up a lot of this first half clock with a potential score before half.
That's Burning. He's going to move it up to near the 30-yard line.
Still a lot of time left, but if they consume clock here, get some first downs, they can get a 2-for-1. They go in and score here, get the ball back to start the third quarter and go at it again. And, you know, remember it was 0-0 just a couple minutes ago, and it could be 20 or 21-0 by the time Lehman, if everything goes the way Fort Loramie wants. It could be 21-0 before Lehman touches the ball again.
2nd down and 7, pickup of 3 that time. Nice pickup on the play as Burning once again moves it across the 35, and Fort Loramie, the ground game starting to take over here.
Well, 3rd and short, the big play here. If Lehman wants the ball back, I think before half, they need to get a stop here because Fort Loramie would punt if they don't get it. But if it's a first down, look for Loramie to basically run the half out and try to score doing so, and then get the ball back to start the third quarter.
Siegel gives the play, but it's going to go to Burning. He's going straight ahead, and we've got a penalty.
Offsides on
going to go
Lehman.
against Lehman, I believe. So that's going to give Fort Loramie the first down the easy way.
Well, that was anti-dramatic or anticlimactic, I should say.
Yep.
We were thinking of, a smash them right at the line of scrimmage. Instead, the penalty, and Lehman has had some costly penalties. That one big on the defensive side of the ball to give Fort Loramie the automatic first down. 3 minutes, 10 seconds, clock running. Chance now for the Redskins with 2 timeouts to get patient, but yet get aggressive, but still can control the clock.
Burning, he's going to go forward, and he's going to be stopped with a nice pickup nonetheless.
We'll see once they pick up the tempo just a bit, under 3 minutes to go.
And on the stop there for the Cavaliers, number 55, that's Wyatt Long. Makes the stop. That'll make it 2nd down, and we'll call it 6.
Play clock hasn't even started yet, unless they're not keeping it. It still says, there it goes, 25. So Fort Loramie, I wouldn't think they would waste too much time.
Siegel, he's going to run with it. He's got room. Long's going to try and get him, but finally one of the defensive backs comes up at the 48, makes the stop, but it's going to be a first down for Fort Loramie. Siegel, when he dropped back, could see once he dropped back that he had some running room, and he took off, and a nice run by Austin, and it'll set up yet another first down for the Redskins.
Still plenty of time. The clock stops for the first down marker. It begins to wind. So Siegel gets the call from head coach Whit Parks, and they're inside Lehman territory now with the 2 timeouts.
Here comes Ward. He's coming to the right side, trying to follow his block, still on his feet.
Would have been
Gets
nice
it to the 40.
If he just would have gone out of bounds if possible. It's going to would have stopped the clock. He didn't really have a lot of room to run, but stays in bounds. And again, I'm trying to think about tempo now, picking up the pace just a bit.
Football at the 40, and that clock's counting down here, though. I believe Fort Loramie has 2 timeouts yet, right?
2 timeouts left. They consumed their last one in the last drive, and right after that, they hit a big play to Turner.
Siegel, he's going to throw it down the middle. Pass is caught, and it's going to be marked probably at about the 33.
Forward progress gives him a first down.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 for Fort Loramie. They'll have to set the ball, and then the clock will start again. Fort Loramie needs to be ready with a play as it's 1st and 10. Clock is counting down. Siegel, he'll be in the eye. Burning will stand right next to him. Ward in motion. Fake to Ward. Siegel's going to throw it downfield. He's going to scramble. Still scrambling. Going to throw to his outlet, and that's Plyman, I believe. And they're going to need to use a timeout here. Fort Loramie will take a timeout. 50 seconds on our clock. Our score, Fort Loramie 6, Lehman nothing. We'll be back right after this.
There's a lot of early mornings that go into 40 years of service, a lot of miles on these tires, and millions of pounds of cargo have traveled in these trailers. It's about dependable service, the kind of service that shows up 30 minutes early every time, that gets your products, cargo, and business from point A to point B safely, quickly, and efficiently. We are St. Mary's Trucking, traveling the roads of commerce in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky. Men and women who produce the solutions that make your business grow, because the most important thing to them is you.
Fort Loramie takes a timeout. We've got 50 seconds left in the first half. They have a 6-0 lead, and they're knocking on the door here. It's a matter of how well they can manage the last 50 seconds of the half here, as they've got the football at about the 32-yard line. So,
well, the guys in yellow are going to have to make a big stop here because, like I said earlier, if they can't, Fort Loramie's going to score here with little time left in the first half, and plus get the ball back, so the Lehman offense could find themselves down 3 scores before they know it. So the defense for the Lehman needs to come up and make a stop.
Going to go downfield. Siegel under pressure. Nobody's open. He's going to run out of bounds at the 46-yard line, so that'll stop the clock at 41 seconds, but that makes it 3rd down and 12.
3rd down and 12. It does consume some more clock. Fort Loramie still the 1 timeout left, so they can go across the middle and easily, hustle up, get another play off without losing a lot of time.
Lehman's defense, secondary, doing a good job. There's nobody open, and Siegel's had to scramble the last couple of times. So
yeah, that's where they've gotten their offense, is basically downfield coverage. Siegel's able to run for it and get yards that way.
Lehman wants a timeout. Somebody wanted something. Coach Roll over here.
Unhappy with something. I don't know if he called timeout or.
I thought he called a timeout, but
he did call timeout now as a signal is made.
Timeout Lehman.
He's not a happy camper, I can tell you that, but they've got the timeout, so we'll take a break. 41 seconds on the clock. Our score, Fort Loramie 6 and Lehman nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwieterman Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
Lehman takes the timeout, and Lehman head coach Roll emphatically getting the timeout. And
seems happy now.
Yeah, he's okay now. He was not a happy camper, as I said before. Let's see what Fort Loramie does here. 3rd down 14 here on NKTelco. Siegel's going to go roll to his left side. He's going to let her go. For the 2-yard line, it's going to be incomplete. 33 seconds remain on the clock, though. That's a tough pass for Austin Siegel to make, and shows you he's got a pretty good arm.
I'm a little surprised they went that deep, but you know, you never know. And just thought with their ground attack that they would try to get a chunk and then you know, have now 4th and maybe 7 instead of 4th and 14.
Boy, that was close. I see it on replay.
No,
he had it in his hands.
But then it would have been a great play. Now you can second guess it and ask why they didn't run the ball, but this is 4th and 14 and not much time left. So if Fort Loramie doesn't get a first down, Lehman's going to have very little time with no timeouts to do anything before half.
Got to get to the 22 for a first down. Siegel in the pocket. He's going down the middle. Receivers open, touchdown.
Wow. 36-yard pass and catch.
Ball was tipped, but it went right into the Fort Loramie receiver's hand, and that's a touchdown.
Well, 4th and 14 from the 36-yard line. Fort Loramie converts. Just like you drew it up, I suppose, on 4th and 22. Here's another look at it.
Siegel just beautiful right down the middle. Sees his receiver, he's open, look left, throws right, and
right through his
tip.
hands.
Boom, right there. Number 10 with the
Turner.
catch. Turner.
They will go for 2 to try to make this a 14-point game.
Siegel, he's going to go right side. They're going to try to throw it. He's going to move it inside, but he's in trouble. But he's going to find the end zone. He's in. What a run by Austin Siegel.
Wow, not
22
much
seconds to go.
And 22 did a nice job maneuvering it.
We'll take a look at that one again. That'll be worth the price of admission. Watch Siegel on this one. This is a beautiful run. Looks like he's trapped right there.
Broke through a couple tackles.
Goes left. He sees it. 2 defenders with him, and he gets into the end zone. What a run. Austin Siegel puts the Redskins up 14-0, and we'll be back right after this on NKTelco.
As a business owner, do you find yourself reviewing too many applications, or are you the job seeker filling out dozens of applications in an attempt to find employment? West Staff has been bridging the gap between employers and employees since 1988. Jobs range from manufacturing and clerical to specialized fields such as quality control and engineering. West Staff has the ability to operate as your company's entire HR department or simply payroll employees on a temp-to-hire basis. West Staff, your partner in business.
Missed tackling maybe.
Fort Loramie's taking command here in the second quarter against Lehman. A couple of exciting touchdowns, and the last one, the 36-yard pass reception to Turner, and then the ensuing point after touchdown run. And
Lehman, though, Dave, they had a shot at that touchdown pass. Defender right up there, tried to make a play, touched it. Then on a 2-point conversion, Lehman was very much had Siegel in control and just could not bring him down.
Short kick, and Cavaliers going to do something with it. They get it to midfield and out of bounds with 13 seconds, and that's Owen Smith, I believe. He'll go out of bounds at Fort Loramie's about the 40. Yeah, they call it the 48. 13 seconds to go. There you see Smith, number 6.
No timeouts left for the Cavaliers. Not that there's just not much time left. Even if they had a couple timeouts, you know, they're going to have to take maybe get half of it and then go to the end zone, but just not much time in general as the Lehman offense, the Loramie offense has really controlled the clock here.
I think they're just going to let Gilardi throw one long. See what they do. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Gilardi's going to just drop back. Going to throw a short one over the middle. It's going to be caught. And it's going to move it to about the 45. So it's going to end up the first half is going to be history as time runs out on the Cavaliers here in the first half. But we've had a great second quarter of football, and Fort Loramie is enjoying a 2-touchdown lead. Our score at the half, Fort Loramie 14, Lehman nothing. We'll be back right after this.
When you choose Radio Hospital for your wireless needs, you get 13 convenient locations, no waiting and long lines, premier service after the sale, and all the latest technology. With locations in Lima, Findlay, Minster, Kenton, Defiance, Napoleon, Wauseon, Bryan, and Archbold, we are right around the corner from you. Visit us today and experience the Radio Hospital difference. We are simply neighbors serving neighbors, providing a refreshing alternative to high-pressure stores. Radio Hospital is your Verizon Wireless Premium retailer.
At 21st Century Kitchens, we know that every home has a style to go with it. From first-time homebuyers to families with the pitter-patter of little feet to teenagers taking over the kitchen, 21st Century has what you want, customizing the style, layout, and price point to fit your budget. Kitchens by Craftmade and quality cabinets, countertops by Wilson Art and Cambria, along with availability of granite, marble, and wood.
See what's in store behind the yellow door for your 21st Century Kitchen.
Fort Loramie has a 14-0 lead as we begin the second half of play over Lehman. The Redskins scored twice in the second quarter, the last couple of possessions that they had. Their first score was a 10-yard run by Austin Siegel with 6:32 to go in the second quarter. The kick was wide right, and Fort Loramie led 6-0. The Redskins came back after Lehman did not score, and Fort Loramie came back, and big play of the game really is a pass from Austin Siegel, 36-yard pass to Darren Turner, fourth and short yardage, and pass is completed, and Turner is in the end zone. It was a tip ball, and Turner made a great catch, and Fort Loramie found themselves up 12-0. Siegel then on another equally spectacular run for 2 points, put it in the end zone, and Fort Loramie enjoyed a 14-0 lead here at halftime. And that means the Lehman Cavaliers will be kicking it off, and the kick is away, and the Redskins will have the football to start the second half. At the 5, here they come. Going to get to near the 20-yard line.
And Dave, here's one of the reasons why, and I don't know who won the toss and such, but here's why I don't like taking the ball in the first half, because Lehman's offense has not touched the ball in a long time. Fort Loramie's going to have a chance on this drive to score twice without Lehman really having a legitimate shot. They got the ball for one play, 10.5, but nothing major. But, Lehman doesn't get a stop here. Loramie, if they get a drive, they could consume 5-6 minutes off the clock. If they score, that's a 3-score deficit, and they're capable of really consuming a lot of clock. So that's, I always think, one of the drawbacks of taking the ball first is that your enemy might have a chance to score back-to-back, and you don't have a chance to stop it. There, I'm off my soapbox.
I think that was Ward with the run.
Well, it's not so bad maybe if your offense is really good and moving the ball, which Lehman's offense usually is, but they haven't been able to score anything. So, a third score here, putting them down 3 scores is really going to be take a team effort to come back.
Fort Loramie's defense has put pressure on Gilardi all night. They've stopped the Cavaliers in almost every opportunity. Their linebackers, defensive line have played a strong first half of play, and Cavaliers very limited so far on offense. Here comes Ward. He's coming around to right side, cross the 30. And he's going to have the first down, and Fort Loramie will continue. And the Redskins just put some, they got a little bit moving on the ground, but the big play, the 36-yarder, was just an incredible play. If I remember right, it was a fourth down play.
4th and 22, I believe.
Yeah, 4th and 22 and long.
4th and long, yeah.
4th and long, and they threw it deep, and they got the tip, and they're in the end zone, and suddenly Lehman's really – like you said, they don't have possession of the football here in the third quarter. Clock's running. So we know what Lehman's going to have to do. They're going to have to throw the football, and that's not been real successful so far.
Not tonight.
In this one. Yeah. Even though Gilardi's got some great numbers tonight, the Redskins just coming all at him, and across the 40 goes burning, and Fort Loramie's going to keep it on the ground. They're going to grind this clock as best they can. And that's going to be second down now and 1 yard. And here we go again. It's playing right into Fort Loramie's hands. And we were talking about the the league schedule, Jeff, and we at halftime there a little bit, and it's kind of interesting because really Lehman, this is the big game for Lehman in the league with their last two remaining.
Yeah, their last two opponents, both on the road, but they're at, right now, teams that are at the bottom of the standings, Ridgemont and Waynesfield. Both those teams are winless in the league, and both are on the road, so Lehman, the easier schedule to finish out. Fort Loramie, a little bit more difficult. They play Upper Sauter Valley and Perry. Now, benefit for Fort Loramie is both those last two games are at home. And as I said in pregame, this is week 8, and right now Fort Loramie sits outside the playoffs at position, I believe, 13. So if Fort Loramie wants to play week 11, they need to win 8, 9, and 10, I think. Lehman, you hate to say they can afford a loss, but boy, a win here and a win out could probably give them a home game in the playoffs. And, every team would love to have a week 11 home game. So right now, Fort Loramie, this is a playoff game to me for them. They've got to win out to make sure they don't miss the postseason.
And they're playing like it is. Right there, another rush and another 2nd down and 1. And they're marching down the field here with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lehman, 5 straight wins, 5-2.
5 straight wins.
They've accumulated a lot of points and so far in the playoffs. But this is a big game as far as those kind of aspirations. Fumble. Boy, you can see that one pop out, and it's going to be Lehman football right at about the 47-yard line, and maybe that's the break the Cavaliers need to turn this one around.
Well, I was about ready to mention, really the only offense Lehman put together in the first half was a result of a Fort Loramie fumble. That's the only way they got good field position. They didn't do anything with it, but you take that fumble away from Fort Loramie, and Lehman never gets good field position. Same thing here now.
Take a look at that one again. There you see it going skyward, and I believe number 99, Michael Bunker, came up with it. Boy.
Good to see Bunker back in the game. He got hurt early in the game. He was on the field a little bit, so good to see 99 back in and making a defensive play. Now can the offense take advantage of it?
This time they'll go short with a run. Three in the backfield. They'll push it towards the 48-yard line.
Well, all that talk we had about Fort Loramie, that's a costly possession turnover. They were moving the ball, and you just, what if they don't fumble that? How much time would they have rattled off? Now, if Lehman can answer and take advantage of this, we got ourselves an even tighter ball game.
Gilardi's going to throw long. He's got a one-on-one out there, and it's going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted there by number 39. That'd be Alex Holthouse, and Alex has had a pretty good game tonight on defense for the Redskins. And one thing it looks like here already, Lehman is now, they're keeping 3 in the backfield to get a little bit more protection for the quarterback, and they've got 2 receivers, one left, one right. Gilardi's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look downfield, still under pressure this time, trying to move it upfield, and he'll get it across midfield and to about the 48-yard line, and we got a fumble. But it's going to be Fort Loramie football.
But a break for the Redskins. They're going to get it back. And well, let's go back to the story we were talking about. How much time can they consume now in this third quarter and put a score on the board? So good defense by the Redskins, forcing the turnover.
Number 25, Dan Burning, comes up with a loose football, and let's take a look at it on our replay. Gilardi is going to scramble. Had a little bit more time, but runs out of it, and just simply football slips out of his hands. Here comes Fort Loramie again, and this is Ward. He's going to pick up about 2 yards. We'll call it 3rd down and 7.
After a very short game, making it 2nd and 9.
Let's make it 2nd and 9. Football will be at the 49 of Fort Loramie.
Good stop on first down by the Lehman defense, forcing that short yardage and another short gain here. So now 3rd and long.
Burning with the carry, and Bunker, he's in on the stop for Lehman, as well as number 77 for the Cavaliers, Seth Sargent. Bunker and Sargent in on the tackle. It makes it 3rd down and 7, football at the Lehman 49-yard line. Clock at 7:15 to go. Here comes the play from Whit Parks in the sidelines for Fort Loramie.
Following the turnover by Lehman Catholic, the defense for the Cavaliers has come up big so far. Can they get another stop?
Burning. He'll go straight ahead.
It's going to be short.
Going to be short. Looks like he's a good long yard short of the 1st down, depending on the mark.
Well, we'll see once what the Redskins want to do. The clock continues to run. There's a lot of time left, but boy, if they convert here, put points on the board, it'll be a huge deficit. Or do they try to pin the Cavaliers back and let their defense, that is the Redskins defense, do what it's done all night, and that's contain the Cavaliers and try to get a 3 and out and the ball back. They will punt.
4th down and 1. Football is at the 43. They need to get to the 42. They're calling on Plyman. Of course, they got a 14-0 lead. Good snap. Plyman's kick. It's going to hit at about the 22. What a great roll. It's going to be downed at the 2-yard line. And I believe that was number 32, Cody Barhorst. Will down the football. And boy, we've seen some great punts tonight, Jeff.
Yeah, Lehman did the same thing, same spot of the field earlier in the game. And, you talked about whether to go for it or not on 4th and 1. Boy, if you don't get it, then you're going to give the Cavaliers great position. And it's just a matter of time until that offense for Lehman maybe kicks in. Here at least they're going to have 99, 98 yards to go to score. And probably turned out to be a good decision not to go for it.
Gilardi, he'll go straight forward. He'll get it out to about the 10. Tackle there by number 45, Mike Hoying, a 5'10 junior with the stop. We have a penalty. It's going to be a hold against Lehman, so that's going to change things around some more.
Luckily, they won't lose a lot of yardage, not because you can't go back 10 yards with it being so close. So usually those holding penalties can be disastrous.
1 yard penalty. We'll do this all over again. First down, and
you say
call
only,
it 11.
Only a 1 yard penalty, but I believe what was his gain on that? It would have been a positive chunk.
Yeah, they lost at least 8 or 9 on that one. Going nowhere as they try to get it out of the end zone.
Barely doing that are the Cavaliers. So the Redskins defense, given that second chance following the penalty, they come up with a big stop and really keep the pressure on the Cavaliers. You don't know if the Cavs will try to throw it down here. Obviously, the Cavaliers need to hold on to the ball and not give the Redskins a turnover this close to their own end zone.
Football just short of the 3. Gilardi's going to run right. He's in trouble, and he'll go out of bounds as he's not going to gain anything.
He ran a long way trying to catch the Redskins defense off balance, but boy, give the white-shirted Redskins accolades there as they didn't fall for the fake, and Gilardi just could not get around the corner.
Cody Barhorse with the stop for Fort Loramie. Good defense there by the Redskins. That'll make it, the football's still resting at the 2 yard line. Call it 3rd down and 10. Tough call here.
They've had a number of these 3rd and longs tonight.
Need a little bit of room for Cam Lee to kick it out, so they'll go straight ahead to Earhart, and he's going nowhere. And that is put off on the stop, and that was number 6, Owen Smith with the run. And Sam Putoff with the stop. And it's going to be 4th and 10, and here we go, Jeff. This should be interesting.
Well, you can see where Lee is standing, his foot right near the white line as far as the back of the end zone. A high snap could result in a safety. Nice snap.
Good snap, line drive. Not the best kick of the night, but it'll go out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. So line drive, a low kick, and about a 38-yard punt. They'll mark it at the 41, so a 39-yard punt for Lee. It'll put it at the 41, and Fort Loramie just really controlling the clock here almost with field position to maintain this 14-0 lead.
Yeah, their defense, hats off to them. The offense started off the half very nicely, had a turnover. Defense got it back, forcing a turnover. Offense couldn't do much. A beautiful punt. The defense came up big, and they're right back kind of where they were when they last had the ball.
Burning takes the handoff straight ahead.
Burning on the carry.
He'll be stopped by number 6, Owen Smith. And we've called number 6 quite often tonight, too.
Brought down by Seth Brown.
Going to be awfully close to a first down.
And they will measure, so the clock stopped, Dave, just under 5 minutes. And, boy, we've seen Fort Loramie's ground control. They consumed 4.5 minutes near the end of the first half. They could easily do it again here. And it is a first down for the Redskins.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 for Fort Loramie. Football resting at the 31-yard line. Let's see what they do. Burning in the backfield with Siegel. Burning, he'll get the handoff. Same play, powers it straight ahead. Number 5 in on the stop for the Cavaliers, and that's Brandon Barhorst. He makes the stop, gain of 3 yards. Will make it 2nd down and 7.
With Fort Loramie's offense, a lot of ground control, a lot of middle action, and we'll take a shot here as you'll see Turner, sequence of number 10. He'll come down here way on the outside by himself. Everyone else just within yards of the football, and Turner's down the bottom of your screen.
Siegel, he's going to run it to the right side. There's a penalty marker. Siegel still on his feet. He's going to get inside the 15.
Jake Ward on the carry.
Before number 4, Jared Rourke makes the stop. This one's going to go against Fort Loramie.
They'll lose 10 from the spot of the foul, which is about 4 yards behind the original snap. So that's going to be a 14-yard penalty. So that'll put a little bit of constraint or a little bit of strain on the offense for Fort Loramie.
Holding call goes against the Redskins, and Siegel had some room as he moved to the outside.
He did. Another nice hold. Now, whether or not that was aided by the holding call or not, I don't know, but that would have been a positive play. Instead, 2nd and 21.
Long yardage for Fort Loramie. Siegel, he's the quarterback and in the backfield. It'll go to Ward, however, on the snap. He'll go to the left side, and he'll be stopped by number 50 for the Cavaliers. That'll be Logan Richard in on the stop.
Brought down by Logan Richard.
Can the defense of Lehman not only get a stop here? You know, they've recovered 2 fumbles, so they've earned, or they've, what do you say, gained 2 turnovers, but the offense has not been able to convert them, and the defense might have to create a turnover where they get a possibly run back. Easier said than done, but
Siegel, he's going to give it to Burning straight ahead. First, or rather across the 30-yard line. Nice pickup by Burning, and that play has worked pretty well for Fort Loramie, and I think that's where they're going to stay conservative with that 2-touchdown lead, and they got the football.
Yeah, I mentioned Turner being way out on the island by himself. You know, at some point, will they take a shot? But boy, when you're getting yards like this on each possession, eating 30 or 25 seconds of clock every time, you're probably better off just to do what you do best.
4th down and 7. Burning gets the fake. Siegel's going to throw it. There's a wide open receiver, and it's incomplete. Just a little bit behind him, I do believe, as it was intended for C.J. Billing. It'll be incomplete. Lehman will take over, and boy, that play was really well executed. The pass
was
just
off the mark a bit.
There.
And Fort Loramie doesn't execute it. Would have probably been a first down, but
might have been even more.
So stops the clock, and the defense, as I talked about for Lehman, they've had to make a play somehow, and they get a stop now. It's going to be probably some sort of pooch, or, you know, they have the ball, so it's still, without the punt, they still aren't in great field position. They still have a long way to go.
Lehman has struggled all night on offense. Let's see if they can put something together now.
Basically 4 guys on, actually an empty backfield now after having some extra protection.
Here comes the pressure. See, that's the risk you run when you drop those extra blockers.
Sack in the backfield.
And Fort Loramie is on top of it. And Sam Putoff once again in on the stop.
Yeah, the defensive line just right now a little bit quicker, stronger. Getting to Gilardi, he's not really had time to look downfield. Now that they give him some protection again in the backfield.
2nd down and 16. They fake the handoff, but boy, it doesn't matter. More pressure, and this is number 44, C.J. Billing. Billing in on the tackle and the sack, and boy, Lehman's just having all sorts of difficulties here. As 1:30 to go here in the first half of play on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Fort Loramie 14, Lehman nothing. 1:25 to go here in the third quarter of play.
3rd and 2 lines to gain, so they've got
That's a bunch.
Seems like a same story, different possession.
Gilardi, it's going to be a screen, almost intercepted, or is it? It is intercepted. Number 25, Dan Burning with the interception.
Well,
boy, and I'll tell
name.
you, Dan Burning is having one heck of a game, defensively and offensively.
Well, it was a nice idea. I like the fact that Lehman Catholic letting kind of the Redskin defense come through like they had been, but an excellent play by Burning. Watch him here. We'll try to pick him up if he reads the screen.
Number 25 is Burning. There he is, and there's the interception. Got it all the way, and now Fort Loramie has a real chance to put this one away. Ward is going to move the football up to about the 11-yard line. Jake Ward, number 17, Redskins' leading rusher. Looks like about an 8-yard gain. We'll call it 2nd down and 2. Football at the 11-yard line. That defensive pass rush for Fort Loramie's the pressure's just been tremendous against Gilardi tonight. Siegel, he'll hand it off to Burning. He'll go across the 10.
That'll be the last play, Dave. So Fort Loramie, time of possession, dominating here in the second half, and in an excellent position to tack more points on as they start the fourth quarter.
And we're going to stop the clock.
And I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Injury, perhaps. Yeah, somebody walking off the field. 3rd down, short yardage, and once he's off, the clock should start back up.
Schultes hobbling off the field a little bit, so hopefully he's not injured. He's been doing their kickoffs, and I believe also the center.
Fort Loramie is going to take a timeout, or be asked to take a timeout. 14 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll keep it right here. Our score is 14-0, Fort Loramie in the lead. We'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503 Tuesday, October the 18th at 8 p.m. and Wednesday, October the 19th at 8 p.m. You can also watch the games on demand at nktelco.net. We'd also like to thank our fine sponsors for tonight, bringing you tonight's game between Fort Loramie and Lehman Catholic, Minster Bank, Minster Dental, NKTelco, Francis Furniture, St. Mary's Trucking, Cy Schwederman, West Staff, Radio Hospital, 21st Century Kitchens, Elmwood Assisted Living, Schwederman's Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply, and Keyhole Pizza, bringing you tonight's game between Fort Loramie and Lehman. And our scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Think First, and our score, Fort Loramie 14 and the Cavaliers nothing. Fort Loramie forced to use a timeout there as had a player injured, and the clock stops at 14 seconds. We thought it was going to run out here in the third quarter of action. Let's see what the Redskins do. Football setting at the 10-yard line. Short yardage. Ward's going to try to turn the corner. It's going to be close. I think he's going to be just a little bit short. Couldn't get that extra step to get across the 10-yard line and get near that first down, which is near the 8-yard line. But that's going to do it for us here in the third quarter of play. Our score, Fort Loramie 14, Lehman nothing. We'll be back with fourth quarter action here on NKTelco right after this.
Your parents have given you so much throughout the years. They were there when you won first place. Your first heartbreak. Your first car. Your first wreck. Graduation. Planning that special day. Is it time to give back? Give your mom the life she gave you at Elmwood.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
See, we have Fort Loramie with the football and knocking in the end zone here as we start the fourth quarter of action here at Sidney Memorial Stadium. Lehman and Fort Loramie in a battle of 2 rivals here in the Northwest Central Conference. Let's see what Fort Loramie can do. Fort Loramie 3-4 overall, 3-1 in conference. It'll be Burning. He's going to go power over the right side, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards.
Well, that was 4th down and 1, so kind of snuck up, Dave, that was 4th down on me. So they get a first down, so that was a big play. You know, now you're almost probably going to, for the Redskins, you know, they're looking for a sure 6. That would have been a huge stop, but good running by the Redskins, and 1st and goal from the 7.
Fort Loramie with, like you said, Jeff, a big first down here to start the fourth quarter, and 3rd touchdown is going to make it pretty tough on the Cavaliers.
Tate Schultes to 52, the center, back in the game after, I think maybe that's why they took the timeout, Dave.
That could be, yeah, makes sense now. Ward's going to try to turn the corner, and he's going to get to about the 2-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds.
Knocked out of bounds.
Knocked out of bounds by Barhorse, number 5.
Carry to about the 2.5-yard.
So that's going to make it 2nd down and 2. And, of course, you know, the ramifications of this game in regards to the league championship or league title, it's going to put Fort Loramie win creates a
3-way right now with Upper Saddle Valley, Lehman Catholic, and Fort Loramie. But as I said, Fort Loramie still needs to play Upper Saddle Valley, although it'll be at home.
So that could end up being a big game if Fort Loramie continues this game. Burning, he's going to go right side and into the end zone. Dan Burning with a 2-yard run here to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 11 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. Burning does go through, and a nice job by the Fort Loramie offense again, controlling the ball this time and eating up chunks of time again here in the second half.
See what the Redskins do here on the extra point. Looks like we got the Wildcat. And they'll shift into a kicking position most likely, yes. Billing with the extra point kick coming up. Snap is good.
Off the upright.
Kick is no good, and I believe it was partially blocked as the Cavaliers got a pretty good rush there, and you can take a look at it on our replay. Well, our score is Fort Loramie 20. There you see Burning in for the touchdown. Our score, Fort Loramie 20. Lehman nothing. We'll be back right after this.
If you want to save 70% on your heating, cooling, and hot water costs, the answer is right under your feet. Let New Knoxville Supply install a water furnace geothermal system and use the natural temperature from the earth for a more constant temperature in your home. Also ask about our new Symphony home management system. Control temperatures, track energy usage, and receive safety alerts for everything, including your sump pump. All from anywhere, anytime. Now is the time to calculate your savings at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Fort Loramie will kick it off. They've got a 3-touchdown lead, 20-0 over Lehman. And, boy, it's been a story of, we talked about it, ball control early in the game. And Fort Loramie has done a nice job of that for most of this game.
Yeah, I don't know what the time of possession numbers are, but it's got to be 70-30 in favor of Fort Loramie. Still, you can't count them out, the Cavaliers. If their offense can find some sort of spark, there is probably the glimpse hopes, if you will, unless Fort Loramie really self-destructs with some turnovers, chance or time to go to get back into this ball game and make a chance to try to come back. But, boy, it starts with the offense. They've got to get it done against a defense for Fort Loramie that's been very good.
And there's a
bad start to what you hope would be a good story. But
tried to do a reverse there to get something going on the special teams, but that doesn't work too well either. And Lehman's going to have the football sitting at about the 13-yard line. And one thing that you look at too is the pressure that Fort Loramie's defense has consistently put on Gilardi. Play after play after play.
Not to kind of sound negative, the offense has struggled. I just can't really remember anything good that Lehman has had happen to them on the offense. It's been a few yards here and there, and then maybe a sack or a penalty. And then you mentioned it, the Fort Loramie defense in there, just not giving Gilardi really any time to look downfield and, give credit to the whole defense. The receivers are covered. That puts a lot more strain on your linemen who, you can only hold back a defensive line so long, and it just makes it very difficult to start your offense.
And the Cavaliers will move it forward in on the stop, number 62 for Fort Loramie, and that's Cole Egbert with the tackle.
Cole Egbert on the tackle.
That'll put the football right at the 20-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 3. Cavaliers desperately need some kind of offense. Problem is the
clock's running.
The clock is running, and they've got to run the football almost. And here comes, I believe it's Earhart. He'll come to the right side, but he'll be cut off.
That's going to be short.
Not going to have the first down. Number 32 makes the tackle for Fort Loramie, Cody Barhorst.
Well, that was a quick 3 and out. Gained about 8 yards, and punting situation. This almost, you could say, unless, again, Fort Loramie really makes some mistakes. Oh, they're going to fake.
Going to fake it upfield, and it works. They got some running room, and they got a first down, and the biggest offensive play of the night comes from number 5 is Brandon Barhorst. He makes the catch, so Lee connects with Barhorst, and about a 25-yard pickup. And Cavaliers take a look at it one more time. See the fake, pass on target, upfield we go.
You almost felt like Lehman was almost giving up by punting the ball, so kind of lulled me to sleep a little bit too. I'm thinking, boy, they're going to run out of time here. They need to, almost give up here, but the fake works, and see once now that offense can ride that momentum. It's been the Fort Loramie defense that has had the upper hand this evening against the Lehman offense.
2nd down and 10 after the incompleted pass, and we got a procedure. You can't do what he just did.
Very
well
stated.
You can't go forward.
Okay.
You got to go
laterally.
That's a pretty easy one, right in front of him too. At least I think that's what the call was. You can't move forward once the running back. I think that's what the call was, because he's the only one that was moving, and he moved forward. So that'll make it 2nd down and 15. Gilardi under pressure, incomplete pass, and they'll stop a
pressure again, Dave. Even if they catch it, it's really no gain. And
yeah, there's no yardage gain there. It would have been
just, again, the pressure on the quarterback has been intense. 3rd and 15, again, 2 lines to gain, 2 sticks to pass for the Cavalier offense.
Gilardi will stand at his 30, pitches it to the sideline. It's going to be incomplete, and intended there for Cameron Lee is over him, and it's starting to get a little frustrating for the Cavaliers. 4th down and 15, and biggest play of the When the biggest play of the game is a fake punt, you know you're in trouble, usually.
They will appear, yes, they will go for it. I mean, it's one of those cases. When they were punting last time, I almost thought, man, it's almost giving up, but going for it now, a 4th and 15 again. Long yards to go.
Oh, here comes the pressure, too. Number 54 for Fort Loramie in on the stop, or number 52, rather.
I think both of them were in on it. Good job by the Redskin defense. Again, they'll take over. Great field position, and obviously no hurries. We'll get a good look here at the sack again.
Yeah, curious to see who did it. 64, it looks like, maybe. Yep,
64.
In with the stop. Nice defensive play. That's Frank Meyer. Outstanding defensive lineman for the Redskins. Very steady performer for them. Burning's going to get it, and they're just going to power forward. Eating the clock off.
Ball carries Daniel Burning.
Barhorst in on the stop as well as Seth Sargent, number 77.
Well, for Lehman Catholic, if they can't come back, which it's going to be a terrific comeback if they do, they will. Their next 2 games are on the road, and they might have played themselves out of that top 4 spot seeding-wise, which would mean a road game for Week 11. And Fort Loramie, they go home for their next 2 final games, and as I mentioned earlier, for them to play Week 11, they need to win this Week 8 and also Weeks 9 and 10 to get to 11. Probably will be a road game for Fort Loramie as well. But, you know, as long as you're in the dance or get there, that's half the battle. Go by the dress.
Yep, that's right. Burning with the carry there, he gets to about the 31-yard line, or 26-yard line, excuse me. Yeah, the playoffs are, you know, you got to keep playing. That's the great part about the playoff system, that you have that opportunity. You know, you talk about like Minster's upset over Coldwater. An upset like that doesn't happen rarely, and it just throws everything into it just upsets all of the rankings on the computer point side. Fort Loramie will grind it ahead to about the 23. That'll give them a first down. And as they continue to march, it's 20-0. And
well, we mentioned right before kickoff, Dave, I said you look at Loramie's and Lehman's offense. Lehman has scored 34 touchdowns this year, and 10 more than Fort Loramie, but 34 touchdowns, and yet to even really sniff the end zone at all tonight. It's really been a strong performance for the Fort Loramie D, stifling a very good offense of the Lehman Catholic Cavaliers.
Fort Loramie keeps the football, and they're going to push it forward for about a 3-yard gain. Let's call it second down. 4-yard gain, make it second down and 6. And they're just using the clock to their advantage. And, of course, Lehman's got 3 timeouts, but certainly can't start using them yet.
In high school, the clock runs nonstop when you have a 30-point lead or greater, but this is basically the same situation. I wouldn't expect Fort Loramie to run out of bounds or throw it. The clock will continue to run unless you mentioned it. Lehman wishes to use a timeout.
Ward, he's going to go to the left side. He'll move it inside the 20. About a 2-yard pickup, we'll call it third down, and about 4 for a first down.
Fort Loramie did the same scenario last year. They lost, I think it was their first 4 games, and then ran the table.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know if you always want to get in the habit of doing such, but they've been able to bounce back and pick up the wins needed, and you know, continue to strive towards the playoffs. So it looks like they're well on their way to keeping that streak going, and this would break a 5-game winning streak for the Cavaliers.
And the up man will get the football this time, and that's number 45, Mike Hoying. And Hoying will move it forward inside the 15, and it's going to be awfully close to that first down. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like it's going to be 4th down and about a yard. So Hoying, number 45, took the football that time. First time we've seen that this evening.
Yeah, it might have been the first time 45 has rushed the ball at all this year. I don't see his number in our stat sheet.
Snap this time goes to Burning. He'll have the first down. And Owen Smith will make the stop for the Cavaliers. But it's a 1st and 10. It's going to be
injured player, so we'll have
an injured player, so we'll take a timeout with 5.5 to go here at Sidney Memorial Stadium. Our score, Fort Loramie 20 and Lehman nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
You owe it to yourself twice a year a checkup at Minster Dental Care. Our specialized doctors, Jim Overman, Jim Myring, Sean Sharp, and Philip Slunkowski, are ready to give you the smile you've always dreamed of at any stage of your life. Pediatric, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry are just a few of the services offered. Our latest advancements include CEREC dentistry that allows us to create and deliver a crown in one convenient visit. We're located on State Route 66 in Minster, 419-628-3380 to schedule your appointment today. You owe it to yourself.
Fort Loramie with the football, and it's 1st and 10 for the Redskins. Football at about the 13-yard line as injured Cavalier is off the field and
number
went
56.
off on his own.
Yeah, he hobbled. Number 56,
Colin Holler. Collins looks like he's okay. So good news there for the Cavaliers. Here comes Burning. He's going to go to the right side, going to turn around the corner, and he's going to get to about the 5-yard line.
That must have got out of bounds. I thought maybe he tried to stay in, but they wave him out of bounds. But with 5 minutes to go, probably not much risk. You know, Fort Loramie's knocking on the door, not enough time for the Cavaliers to come back. Of course, the defense, I'm sure they want to pitch a shutout. The Redskins keep
the offense on the field as long as you can as far as Fort Loramie is concerned. You know, the line play for the Redskins has been very good tonight, both on defense and offenses. They've been able to control that line of scrimmage, which in football is a real good idea as they power forward. I believe that's Burning again. And he moves it to about the 4-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and maybe 2 yards for a first down as Redskins just in great position here to let the clock run and take some time off of that clock and score for the 4th time here this evening. And also move into a first place tie. Comes Burning left side. He cuts it back up. He's going to get maybe a yard gain. Stop there by number 7 for the Cavaliers. That's Cameron Lee with the stop. Linebacker, no gain on the play. So we'll call it 4th down and 2. Football resting at 4.
A win tonight would move Loramie to 4-1, which would put Lehman Catholic also at 4-1. Don't know how Upper Sauter Valley is doing tonight. They're currently 3-1, so win by Upper would put them at 4-1 as well, a 3-way. But not sure if it's next week or the final week, Fort Loramie will host the Rams from Upper Sauter Valley.
That's going to be a big game. If obviously this one's going to hold true as Siegel moves to about the 2-yard line. He's near that first down. We'll have to see where they mark it. Of course, they've got, regardless of what it is, they're going to call timeout. They're going to measure it. If they don't have the first down, then Lehman's going to be deep in their own home field.
First
field
and 98.
Lousy.
First and 96 maybe.
Yeah.
First and long time.
Let's see what it is.
First down. I think he pointed the wrong way, but it is a first. Well,
Cavaliers hold.
Gotcha. It was right. They did hold him. For a second, I thought pat it back was my fault. So that is a turnover on downs, and
the Cavaliers hold, and they'll have the football with 3:28 to go, about 98 yards away from a touchdown. So let's see what they have, what they'll pull out of their bag of tricks here, offensive tricks here, and late here in the fourth quarter.
If they had any tricks, you would have hoped they probably would have pulled them out well before now.
Got a different quarterback. Lee's going to run it. He's going to get up to about the 5. He'll be stopped.
Couple makes it second and about 8.
Lee's number 7 in his own end zone. Pass is incomplete.
Pass falls incomplete.
And that pass was on target. And
yeah, it was a nice,
right
had
there.
A nice pass kind of right on his hip. He could have maybe turned the corner and advanced it for some more yards. Instead it falls, an incomplete pass, stops clock just under 3 minutes to go, 2:57.
It's been the story of the night for Lehman as Lee's going to try and run with it. Oh, he fumbles it. Football still loose, and it's going to be Fort Loramie's ball on the 5-yard line. Recovered by number 66. 66 with the recovery for Fort Loramie, and there you see it, pops out. Recovery made by Nolan Holthouse, and there you see the ball, and there you see Nolan diving on it, and there you see Fort Loramie's first and goal at the 5.
Don't forget you can see replays of this game provided by NKTelco Sports.
I'm still wondering, other than the fake punt that they got a first down on, how many first downs Lehman has had?
I can't see more. I can't think of him much more than 2, maybe 3.
You know, when
forgot.
When you're trying to predict whether it's 1, 2, or 3, that's usually not a good.
Yep. Nope.
You know, that's a bad sign for the Cavaliers, as they just. You know, you have to learn from this. Obviously, lost, and they're still in the hunt for postseason, but need to figure out what you did wrong here and turn it around next week as they go on the road against Ridgemont and then at Waynesfield. Winnable games, and you know, obviously want to get their offense moving and maybe can get it back into rhythm and confidence when week 11 rolls around, and hopefully both these teams hopefully are within that top 8 in their respective region. I believe it's 24, Division 7, Region 24, 28, Region 28.
Say, yep. Lehman, you know, you look at the offensive stats for the season. They've got a nice balance between passing and throwing, and boy, tonight they're going to take a pounding with that as Ward's going to go to the right side. He'll cut it inside to about the 2-yard line.
Well, I'm, you know, coming in the 35 touchdowns on the season. Well, they played 7 games. Do the quick math. They're averaging 5 touchdowns a game, and like I said, there hasn't been a threat tonight.
No.
Other than a fumble by Fort Loramie that gave them decent field position.
That's been about the only thing that
the furthest line. You know, it'd be interesting to see how far deep into Fort Loramie territory they actually got. But, you know, it's one of those nights tonight. The Lehman offense just couldn't get it going. The Loramie defense was on fire, made some great plays.
Let's see what the Redskins do here, and this is going to go to Burning, and he's going to be just short of the end zone. They'll mark it just inside the 1-yard line. I'll say you, Dan Burning has been all over the field tonight. Done the bulk of the rushing and has played well on defense. And
yeah, he had the interception as well. There's been All-around solid performance tonight for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Redskins. And
big night for Burning. And clock is at 50 seconds left in this one. As Fort Loramie may be patient here. Let's see what happens.
They may just, there's a delay of game. They don't get it off quite. They were going to back it up, and probably the officials would wait until the game clock got under 25 before winding the play clock, and that was how kind of a respect the Redskins would have here and not try to run the score up.
Yep, doesn't appear they're looking to get the 4th touchdown of the night, though they very easily could have with the football at the 1. So let's see what they do here. We've got 37 seconds remaining. Play comes in from Coach Whit Parks. 4th down. 4th down and 6. Siegel. Now they'll just take a knee, and it should do things. 34 seconds. They'll make sure Lehman gets out. And
that was 4th down.
So 4th down. Exchange is going to be made here. 1st and 10. Lehman football at the about the 6-7 yard line. So nice gesture on Fort Loramie's part. Could have easily gone in for the touchdown. However, they take the knee, and Lehman will have the football with 34 seconds to go, and the play clock counting down as well. Gilardi will take the snap, take the knee at the 5, and that's going to be it here at Sidney Memorial Stadium. And they'll be lining up to shake their hands as the clock is at 20 seconds.
Should be it. They don't have to take another snap.
Should be the end of this one. We'll just wait a moment or two, make sure nothing unusual takes place. And that's going to do it. Our score here in Sidney, Fort Loramie wins it. Fort Loramie 20, the Lehman Cavaliers nothing. We'll be back with our recap and our players of the game right after this.
And that'll do it. Tonight's final score.
Jump. What? Oh, come on.
Plastic surgery is very expensive today, Coach.
Jet!
Come on, shoot him.
Need more bandwidth? Switch to NKTelco and run all your devices.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends in our Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. With Lazy Boy Premier sofa and sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only Lazy Boy Comfort Studio.
There's a lot of early mornings that go into 40 years of service, a lot of miles on these tires, and millions of pounds of cargo have traveled in these trailers. It's about dependable service, the kind of service that shows up 30 minutes early every time, that gets your products, cargo, and business from point A to point B safely, quickly, and efficiently. We are St. Mary's Trucking, traveling the roads of commerce in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky. Men and women who produce the solutions that make your business grow, because the most important thing to them is you. Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwieterman Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
Fort Loramie has posted an important Northwest Central Conference win over the Lehman Cavaliers here at Sidney Memorial Stadium tonight. That pushes Fort Loramie's record to 4-4 on the season, 4-1 in league play. Cavaliers go to 5-3 with the loss and drop for the first time in league play. They stand at 4-1. A recap of the scoring for tonight's game. Fort Loramie in the second quarter scored twice near the end of the first half, 6:32 to go. 10-yard run by Austin Siegel. The kick was no good, and Fort Loramie was up 6-0. Austin Siegel came back with a nice 36-yard pass and a great catch by Darren Turner with 22 seconds left in the first half. That pushed Fort Loramie into a 12-0 lead. Siegel had a great run for 2 points, and that pushed Fort Loramie to a 14-0 halftime lead. Second half, Fort Loramie threatened numerous times. However, they only scored once, and that was with 11:24 to go in the game when Dan Burning had a 2-yard run. The kick failed, and the final score is 20-0, Fort Loramie over Lehman. I'd like to take a look at our players of the game for tonight's game between Fort Loramie and Sidney Lehman, recognizing some of the outstanding players for tonight's game. Our player of the game for Fort Loramie, Dan Burning. Dan had a great game, sponsored here by Brookings. He'll get a gift certificate there. And Dan both stand out on offense and defense. Great game by that young man. For the Lehman Cavaliers on defense, the player of the game sponsored by the Subway and Sidney Walmart. Owen Smith, young linebacker for the Cavaliers, had a real nice game for them on what was a very difficult evening for the Cavaliers. So once again, Fort Loramie stands at 4-4, Lehman at 5-3. We would like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Minster Bank, Minster Dental, NKTelco, Francis Furniture, St. Mary's Trucking, Cy Schwederman, West Staff, Radio Hospital, 21st Century Kitchens, Elmwood Assisted Living, Schwederman's Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply, and Keyhole Pizza, bringing you tonight's game between Fort Loramie and Lehman. We'd also like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football on Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503 on Tuesday, October the 18th at 8 p.m., Wednesday, October the 19th at 8 p.m. also. And you can also watch the games on demand at nktelco.net. So for Jeff Henschen, I'm Dave Helmstetter. And our final score from Sidney Memorial Stadium, the Fort Loramie Redskins 20 and the Lehman Cavaliers 0.